This is a story for those who wish that they could truly read between the lines of the book they were reading and see the world of the story through the eyes of the author. For those who wish that they could make nonfiction from fiction. For those who wish that dreams were true. This is a story of a group of wayward friends who came together from the far reaches of two worlds to come together and to help make dreams reality. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello and welcome to Hazeltown Story episode 11. This one is going to be the start of a new arc. And this arc, I'm really looking forward to seeing this further because this is going to be an arc that kind of explores a little bit more into the world that Hazeltown and the Steinwald and the characters in general all live in. Especially Hazeltown itself. And the general vicinity around it, and kind of the culture there. So yeah, I think that this will be an interesting one. Also, it's a completely interesting one because it's a different tone altogether from the last arc. Probably not going to see as much combat in this one as we will the last one. But there may be, depending upon how it goes. But yeah, this looks like it will be kind of interesting. And also it was, I had to come up with the majority of this, after the last one. So it's kind of testing my ability to come up with a scenario, relatively quickly rather than just having to come with one, like have the build up time that the first Hazeltown Story arc did. This I had to come up with a little bit quicker. So yeah, I don't know exactly how long this arc is going to last, but it will. It's at least going to be 6 episodes, because spoilers, we're not going to be finished with this arc at the end of these 3 that we did not finish after our first session. So yeah, we're going to at least have 3 more episodes of this arc, or at least of this session. It was definitely a full 3. Although I'm going to fully admit the cut points in this one are going to be a little weird. But it was either like having one super short and like one super long one, then another kind of short one, or just kind of bringing it up even. But it should be fine. You shouldn't miss out on too much due to the snaps. But yeah, I guess. Other than that, since we're going to start with the introduction of the characters, I will let the players themselves introduce who they are. And in fact, why don't we go ahead with the introduction? Since we have 2 new characters, I feel like it might be worth mentioning, or might start out this with an introduction to kind of who your characters are and kind of some of their strengths. So I guess we'll start with Let's see. Might as well just start with normal alphabetical order. So let's go with Carnival.
So I'll be playing Yuhar Govenin, who basically is a pirate that from the South China Sea that has made their way over here looking for a job and is a powerful, powerful telepath.
Yes.
A pirate without a ship.
Look, things happened. There's a reason they're looking for work.
Yes. Also, do you want to give kind of a brief physical description?
Yeah, let me just find it again. Trying to find it. There we go. They're 24, 5'4", athletically toned, orange fishtail, hairstyle, orange eyes, triangular scar above the left eye.
Yes. Also, they are a rabbit
Yes.
with blue fur, because that actually was my touch, because it's the complementary orange. So, yeah. So there's Carnival character. Death. How about your character?
Yes, this time I am playing Bob B. A nice southern gentleman who has many different business interests and is always looking to expand and make more money.
Bob B,
Um,
noted sleaze elemental.
Yes. He is a dragon man, and well, imagine if Sam Elliott played Boss Hog from Dukes of Hazzard and was also a dragon man. That's what he looks like.
Yes. Um, yeah. So that is yeah. So those are new characters. Tarpo, you are still playing Aravia. So the Chaos Cow returns.
Chaos Cow rides again.
All right. Now let me have to do one thing real quick. Okay. So with this new arc, we will start. Basically, what I feel like how your characters kind of got introduced. Uh, After the success of the first kind of mission, basically Theron was basically once we found out that actually, oh, this thing that we were working on is actually could actually have some real interesting uses. Um, Basically started to expand. Basically wanted to expand the network and try and see what kind of applications that this could be done. And in the process, one of the things that he'd want to do is because after the last one, we realized, oh, we don't just need people who can kick the shit out of people. We might want to diversify our runner base. So basically, through contacts, I believe Yuhar, you would have known Lomi from a essentially his ways, since he uh, would be a member of some combat veteran support groups. Since you I guess when you came to Hazeltown would try and like, okay, maybe let me kind of try and have a quote unquote normal life, I guess, uh, just to see how that would go. And through that, you met Lomi. So
Yeah,
that's
they were trying to get a nice boat on the lake to try a boathouse.
yep. So that's how you met Lomi, and then through that got introduced to Theron, and basically he was able to rope you into this. And then um, uh, Bob, Bobby, I guess you would since you are also a dragon, I believe part of the things I can't remember if we discussed it or not, but that you and Theron probably came from the same area. So I kind of imagined that it was more of a kind of a friend of a friend from back home situation that you two know each other.
I just imagine it as Theron being someone that Bobby met as a party and who Bobby spent part of the time schmoozing, slapped the business card into his hand, and then went off to do the same thing to like 20 other people.
Okay, that works. Um, so yeah, you all are kind of familiar with the basic concept of what we were trying to do. So basically, um, Theron has called for all three of you to basically come. Uh, Not so well. How about this? Well, basically, he calls you all into his office to kind of explain what he wants to do, and with him in the this time is he just has radio with him. So you all enter his office, and you see that she is sitting to the side. Um, so you walk in, and Theron does this. Okay, hey, welcome. Please sit down. I got something I want to talk to you about.
Bobby spreads his arms wide and swaggers over. Theron, you've changed your mind about doing business.
Yes, we have. I have a potential thing that might interest you. Something that you might be able to help with.
Do
Uh,
tell.
so, basically, from that, Theron uh, basically pulls out a box that he had to the side and kind of puts it on his desk. And inside of that box, you see a whole bunch of those little white sensor balls from the last one, the magic sensors, the magi lenses, I believe, at least what we're going to refer to them going on as. Basically, those little white sensor orbs that were able to detect all the stuff that was in that the Animancer's layer. And basically says, well, ever since we kind of finished that last mission, uh, I've been wanting to kind of test the power of these things. Because we don't exactly know how, like, inside of that layer, they did were able to detect, um, basically a pretty good representation of what was in that layer. But the thing is, the layers was pretty enclosed. So I'm curious about the range of these things. Um, so I've also been working with Radia here to kind of get some more of them. We were able to kind of figure out how these can be kind of made, and Radia here has kind of worked in basically she shakes the box saying, "We've been able to actually craft these ourselves now. We can now actually, you know, do something with them."
Like shooting. They're
Ah,
good for shooting.
Uh,
you're looking for a means to sell them. I
well,
gotcha.
not quite. We don't want to sell these exactly. We want to sell what these can possibly see
Wait, you're
because
creating a Panopticon?
a what?
Panopticon. You know,
Fair,
That sounds like some nerd shit to me.
the severe of surveillance system.
yes. Uh, well, 'cause here's the thing. We can check to see how well it is, but the thing is, what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to go big, and he kind of waves his arms, kind of spreads them out. Like, I really want to see what the range of these are. Um, Now the problem is that any big coliseum or anything that would give us a lot of space to see how far these things go. But I'm pretty sure that we're not going to be able to uh, let someone just walk in and say, "Hey, can we just mount these weird white orbs to your walls and everything, and just think it's all hunky dory for our magical dream simulation thing?" I don't think that's going to work. So what I kind of realized, or what I thought of, uh, is one other thing. And basically, he takes out of his drawer, he takes out a pamphlet and puts it on the desk. Uh, and basically, he actually takes a couple of them, he puts one on the desk, and then kind of has like four of them in his hand, kind of holds it out to for all of you to take. Um, I know a place that could have some interesting uses for these things. And basically, what you could probably see from a glance of it is on the brochure, you see that it is a brochure for the Sapphire Lakes Park. Um, the Sapphire Lakes Park is a national park of the Council of Sea Bear Nations, um, and it is a very large park. It is known for having basically its amphitheater, which can house a few thousand people actually, and is a very widely known venue for concerts and like plays in that. But it does also have some recreation areas. It with the lakes, it does have a few lakes that can go boating in. There's also one that's made for like swimming. It is a very well stocked national park. Now, the thing hit in Theron continues, they're basically, you see here, it's kind of hard. Like, if you're thinking about, if you're a nice someone checking out, kind of, it's kind of hard to see these kind of like, if you saw just a white orb just kind of sitting in the middle of the park, you wouldn't kind of bat an eye. Like, probably something that they do to keep the birds or something. So, what I feel is that we can put some of these up in this park. And I feel like this could probably be a good test to see how far the range that on these things are.
So you're gonna spy on a public park?
Um, so we were thinking of that. Um, this does also prove, and basically he just kind of does the hand motion where he's kind of like has his hands like in the double finger guns and it's like pointing back at himself, like he knows that he is doing something that he probably shouldn't. Well, the thing is, yes, we will be spying on some people with this. But what I've been able to work on, because I realize that could prove slightly problematic, because if we're able to, say, record motion in that area, that is slightly unethical. Um, Thankfully, I've been able to work with. I ran this by Henry and Bibley. They are apparently able to scrub out any kind of no any kind of presence that, let's just say, isn't important.
Any kind of bush fucking, yes.
He just kind of puts their thought to the side, is like, yes, but also, let's just say bystanders won't have to worry about that, because that could be a problem if we're trying to, show our work to others. Uh, Also, you know, yeah, he just kind of looks aside. Um, so yeah, um, the thing is that um, we are going to need. This is probably our best spot to kind of put these things up. So let's. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Let's just go ahead and I might need your help to, let's say, help put this up, and then just kind of see what happens.
So
Nothing
you
major.
so you're wanting us to run interference effectively. Make sure no one gets asked too many questions about the weird orbs.
That and also put them up. But yes, um, we need to be somewhat discreet about this.
So why am I here?
Uh, well, some of the things here about this park is that you just kind of pause. We need someone who could climb trees.
It
And
does have some pretty nice trees. Also some comfy bushes for sleeping.
yes, it yes, um, yeah. So I would request your help, and then once we get them all up, you can help see what we can accomplish with this. Because if you think about it, this could give a like if you think about that amphitheater, if we had a way that we could record any sort of concert there, that would give you the ability for the park to record anything there and be able to have that as a recording for any concert that they have there. The library system, I'm sure, would appreciate that, and also uh, give them some revenue in case they wanted to, say, give that out to other people. Or you could have parks,
Recording what in the library?
well, concerts or plays or anything that's going on in the
Oh,
amphitheater.
and not the okay. Oh, the amphitheater, not recording in the library. Okay.
Yeah, recording the basically just sit down and just watch whatever's going on, and you can just there's your concert there. No, like no very heavy recording equipment. It's a person's point of view.
Look. I'm not normally one to think too hard about these sorts of things, but this, even to me, feels a little, what's the word? Naive?
Yes, I realize that there might be other applications, but we got to start somewhere. If Theron just kind of gives you a side glance.
Bobby
Uh,
just winks back at him.
we got to start somewhere. We need to show that what we can do. Because right now,
Yes.
unless we come across some other caves that have just miraculously have these sensor orbs, and he holds one up, uh, there's not much we can really do with this. So we need to see what exactly we can do with this. So, um, standard pay, just like last time, for just helping us install this, and also for just seeing what you can do.
Yeah.
I gotta pay for that boat somehow.
Should probably elaborate what standard pay is since two of the
Uh,
characters weren't here last time.
All right. Oh, and basically, he just kind of, because he's looking at Iravia when he said that, and he just kind of looks at, oh, yes, you'll be receiving 150 credits for this, which is just a reminder this is 1970s era money, which let's just for sake of ease, just say that a credit's $1.
All right.
So it's 150 bucks in US or in 1970s money.
Yeah.
Um, so, and basically, you see Radiant to the side, just kind of sitting there minding herself, and then she's like, "Well, um, I got a rough map of the area, like a larger map of the area. So I think before we go, I have even more of those at my place. Why don't we stop by there and then we can kind of map out what we want to do?"
Sure. Theron, my boy, let me know when the equipment's up running. Give me a call. See what I can do about getting this stuff into the libraries.
I'll keep in touch. Um, so yeah, there is that. So um, with that, you basically um, hmm, so you all just kind of disperse for now. But then uh after that, Theron basically says, "Why don't we meet up the next day at around noon?" Because let's just say it is in the like say a Tuesday at like around um let's just say like 10 or 11, like right before lunch break, where there won't be a whole lot of people at the park. And you stop by basically you're all given an address of where Radio's apartment is. It is actually an apartment complex that is found in Hazeltown. So it is, let's just say it is a moderately uh, comfortable apartment. It's not like uh, completely like broke down or anything, but it is nothing super fancy either. Um, but you all come into the area, or like basically you all meet up at a certain time. You all kind of meet up at the same, like basically you all are standing outside of her door. You all kind of happen to or like come in at around the same time.
I don't think we've been properly introduced. He extends his hand towards Iravia and Yuhar. The name's Bob B. You may have heard of me.
Please do not touch me.
Yuhar flinches for a second, like about to grab their gun, and then just shakes Bobby's hand.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, Bobby then takes out a business card and slaps it into Yuhar's hand.
Yuhar grits their teeth and thanks.
Um, so basically, you kind of hear some movement towards the door, and you see it open up, and Radia is there, um, basically holding up another sort of like basically she has one in her hand while also um, holding a screwdriver in her mouth. Is like, "Okay, hey, come on in,"
Do you
and
need help?
"I'm good." You see her kind of like, "Oh," and then basically kind of now that the door is open, just takes the screwdriver. And, oh, sorry about that. I was getting some of these last ones ready. Please come in. I have the map up on a desk or on my table now, so we can kind of look over the place.
Which is it, a desk or a table?
It's a table. Let's just say a dining. Let's say it's like the kitchenette table. He has like a small kitchenette, and you see that a larger map is laid on that table. Inside of her apartment, you see it is a pretty spacious. Let's just say, uh, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, um, with like a pretty space, like a pretty good sized living room, but also in a kitchen and like a dining room. Uh, So you see that it is left on the map. You also see in her living room that she has a lot of she has a computer in there as well as a lot of shelves that are just cluttered with random uh like tech things, like random like gadgets and all that.
Man, look at all this nerd shit.
She kind of takes that as kind of a thing of pride, I guess, and just kind of just smiles at that and then just kind of um sets the thing down on the table or like by the desk by the computer and then just kind of walks over to the table with the map on it and just kind of like pats her hands and basically says, "Well, here's the map. um Here's the thing that I figured. There's you see that it is quite spacious, and she kind of has circled some areas that might be of interest. Uh, so, first off, the thing is, we definitely want to see um, we kind of want to have some of these kind of looking over the amphitheater. Uh, and she kind of points to the general area. It is a pretty wide area. The thing is also there's seating to kind of think of like a oval in the center with stadium seating, like tiered seating to the like basically four cardinal directions. Kind of in the like northwest, northeast, like in the corners. You do actually see that there are some trees there. It is kind of think about it as basically a dent in a huge hill. So it's basically like on top of a hill, but like dented,
Mm.
where the amphitheater is. So there are
So
trees
it's
that
built into the hill, is what you're saying.
pretty much. So you can there are she's like there are trees there that would be it would be very inconspicuous to see them. Um, and you get pretty dense cover. So basically, as long as you can get up one of those trees, you can probably point it down, and it will be able to see through things. Also, from what we were able to see, it seems like it doesn't necessarily need line of sight. So if you put it in the middle, she kind of points to the middle of a circle where it's like the middle of a kind of a patch of trees. It should be pretty inconspicuous and should give us plenty good vision of the area. I and she kind of points to like kind of a corner one, like say northeast and southwest kind of thing. Where it's like if we put one in each, that might be sufficient. Um, so those should be good places.
You
She
expecting
also
any trouble from the Popo?
uh there will be a presence from I believe they have some rangers there.
Mm.
But I don't think there'll be that much of a problem. Um,
Did you not? Okay, this was.
Did you think we got this okayed? We're putting
w-
up random cameras around the park.
well, I did actually get a mention from Henry that he's trying to work something out. He didn't say what, but he's kind of when we were talking about whether or not this might be trouble, he said that he'd take care of it, and he didn't really say much else.
Look, Yuhar, I'm just making sure if I need to kick some rent-a-cop ass or not.
I mean, I'm packing, so
I didn't need to know that about you.
it's like if we have to shoot people, we're ready. It's not gonna go down. So, but it's just
Yeah,
there's no way this is gonna go well.
I was gonna say when you say that, Radio just kind of you can see her kind of freeze up just a smidge. She's like, "Oh well, I don't think that we need to get anything like that. It should be fine."
She's
Um,
right. That's a solution that can easily be bribed out of.
I think we should be good. We have um Henry mentioned that he works at the university and he knows some people that will be able to kind of get us a permit for a somewhat of we're working on uh observing the nature of the area. So we shouldn't have to do anything jail worthy. We should just be able to put it up and be fine.
I mean, it's only jail worthy if you get caught.
You can see her just kind of start to freeze up more. We should
You're
be
right.
good.
You're right, Iravia. You're right.
Hmm. Perhaps Bobby should procure a golf cart for us in case we need to make a speedy haste from the park.
It should be fine. We shouldn't have to worry about that. Let's just look at some of the other areas. Um, let's like right here. One of the lakes. There is a huge patch of trees over by uh the North Crystal Lake. Um, or North, excuse me, North Sapphire Lake. Uh, that's where they have some of the boats there, and it's a pretty wide open area. It's this patch of trees that's right in the middle of this field. We'll have a pretty wide range, and we'll be able to see just how far just one of these can go. Um, and then she points kind of a little bit over to the left. Um, basically, there's also a trail that maybe if we put it in kind of it goes through the forest here. If we put it in there, we should be able to see just how much interference goes through. And then uh, Theron mentioned that she points over that's a little area that's kind of that looks like it's going through a forest, but then you see it's kind of a little cleared out section. It's like there's a little feeding area where they have feeders set up so that animals usually come in there. Theron wanted to see point one there just to kind of see what goes through here, and uh, yeah. Um, so here are some good spots there. We should just be able to put them there. And we shouldn't have any issue with that. Got it?
Yeah, if you say so.
Sure. You
Okay, but
hard
what if
make
local
points.
wildlife get in our way?
Th- They're just nice park rangers. They're not gonna do anything with it.
No, local wild
Oh,
animals.
and right,
I'll
right,
beat up a fucking park ranger if I have to.
right. The animals that like there might be like there are animals out there like there are bears and things
Fuck
apparently.
yeah, bears.
We should be good.
I'm gonna beat up a
Perhaps we
bear.
might need to stop at my sporting goods store. Acquire some more supplies.
I have all the things that we have right here, and she holds up a box. It's like, it should have the sensors and also some things we can kind of help mount in some trees. Basically, she holds one up and says like, it's looks like it's got like an inch spike in it, so that you can kind of like push it into the tree.
Dang, girl, I was talking about guns.
I, I, we don't need guns. We just need orbs. They're right here. We got everything. Maybe a ladder. That's it.
So yourself.
What kind of loser needs a ladder to climb a tree?
Well, it's just kind of let's. And she just kind of looks at it. Oh, we should probably get going. There might be getting busy, so the sooner the better. And she would just kind of speedily walks it off to the door. She's like, uh, I got my van with us that we should just be able to come in here. Just kind of conveniently, just it has space for everyone. Um,
All the best ones do.
and I guess you all just kind of walk over to with her to her van. Uh, and basically, you see that she drives a VW bus. Uh, that is that that VW bus.
This is
Um,
going over my head.
it's the very traditional looking VW bus. Hold on, I will post a
I'll
picture.
get one.
Yep. It's you'll probably notice it when you see it is basically there is enough space for it. For everyone. So you all kind of
Also,
pile
I
in.
will have you know that Iravia will not get in the bus and will just follow on her hog.
Okay. So I guess you follow along.
Bobby's also got his own transportation.
Okay. So you all, it is about a 10-minute ride from Hazeltown to the Sapphire Lakes Park. And when you get there, you see that there are not many people. Like the parking lot is rather like small. Public transportation is kind of the preferred method of transport in this area. So it is a relatively smaller parking lot, but even then, you see that there are not many people there. You see that uh, uh, there are some cars which are marked that they are for DPass use, which is um, Department of Public or Public or no. Hold on, let me take a look. Uh, Department of Personal Citizens and Safety, which are basically the cops that you were talking about. Although they're more first responders in this area rather than like beat cops. Um, so uh, you see that there is some presence in the area, but there is not like it's like one or two cars. Um, so you all kind of get out, and it's kind of a park. So Ray just kind of gets out. Is like, okay, I guess we should probably get figure out where we kind of want to start. Um, also, around this time, you kind of are just kind of divvying out what you're doing in the park, where you also see another van pop out or go in or come in. Uh, this looks like a utility van. That looks like it's like some that you see like electrician that has a ladder on top, um, and also some. It's nondescript, but it looks like it can carry a couple people. Uh, and when you get out, or when you just kind of look at the van, and the van open or like the doors open of that van, and out pops Cass and someone else. And then basically Cass uh, kind of like gets a hold of you and just kind of looks over and sees Radia, and you see him and his partner kind of come in. His partner is he is about, let's say, 6 foot. You tell that he is a bear that is fur of silver cover or color, and he has a like black kind of uh, somewhat stylized look to him. And they are both wearing like jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh shit, he was right. There are bears in these woods. Mm.
So they're both walking up, and he's like, "Hey, hey, Radia. I heard that, or Cass was mentioning that you might need help with putting up some of these orbs. So we came as backup. Uh, oh, you might not have met my partner here. This is Jean. He and the bear kind of puts his hand up. Yeah, we're working buddies. So he kind of helped us. He said that he could help us out with what we're doing.
Ah, good. Now we have more. That just means we have more people to keep watch when this goes wrong.
They just kind of look, and it's like, okay. I mean, we're just putting stuff in trees. It shouldn't be an issue unless one of you slips. But I got a ladder here. That should
I
help.
mean, Bob B's so made of sleaze that we really shouldn't allow him into the trees, or else he will slip. You're disgusting.
Right back at you, lady.
Uh, okay. Why don't we figure out where exactly we should probably put the trees up or put the orbs up?
Put up trees.
Um, let's see. We got get my thing back. We have, because let's see. We have the amphitheater by the lake, um, on the trail, or by the feeding area. Um, it's about 11, so it shouldn't be that busy. I know some people like to take their lunch here, but we should be good for a while. So, does anyone have any suggestions on where to start?
I'll take the feeding area.
Bobby will take the amphitheater.
I guess I'll go the trail then.
Not the lake?
Oh right, I forgot about the lake. Yeah, then yeah, Yohar's gonna go for the lake then.
Okay. So, basically, Radia hands you both two of them, and uh, basically everyone gets two. And then basically you start to disperse, and it's like, um, as I say, basically Cass and Jean say, anyone need help?
Bobby points at the big bears and says, I'll take you.
John just goes, okay. And then basically he'll follow along with you. And then Cass just kind of stands there as like, I could probably put some up if you want, Radio. And basically he holds his hand out, and basically she says, um, well, how about just trying to look to see. Um, yeah, why don't you go put him in the trail for me? And then Radius says, uh, like, oh, okay, here, I'll just go ahead and do that. And the Radius is like, oh, before you all go, we have also. She holds up some kind of what looks like handheld communicate, like basically. We have some walkie-talkies as well. We can keep in touch that way, just in case
Oh
someone
wait,
has issue.
could could Yuhar go ahead and just put a psychic connection between everybody, or is that
That would be a bit. That would not work.
okay? Just wanted to double check.
Also, it would like the way it would triangulate that wouldn't work.
Okay,
That
just
also be
wanted to
quite
double
the
check.
distance at that point, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you're
that
right.
would be like extreme range. That is not practical.
That would probably kill you, Har.
I'd say you could just enjoy the most severe headache you've had in a while.
But all right, in that case, Yohar grabs a walkie-talkie and then heads off to go boating.
Okay. So let's see. Who should we go first? Um, how about we get the amphitheater done? So, Death, you and Jean are basically you just kind of all walk over to the amphitheater. You see like occasionally like is like a person or two walking around, but they aren't really paying that much attention to you. Um, so you just kind of walk over to a patch of trees, and you see that it is a patch of trees that's about, let's just say there are about 10 trees, just kind of formed in a cluster. And you do see one that's kind of in the center, that there is kind of a clearing that would look in the middle of the amphitheater, if you were to get a orb up there.
Hmm. Well, big man, guess you best get the climbing.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Basically, you just kind of walk over and you kind of point out to that area. He's like, all right, well, uh, I'll get going. Now do a roll. Let me see. That would not be that terribly hard, and he's pretty burly. So actually, I have reference. One sec. Let's see. It's easy as picking a primitive log, tending to minor cuts and bruises, finding food and shelter on a lush planet, shooting a target at short range, close friend to help you with a difficult task, or picking a typical log. It's just a tree, so I would say that is average, and I would say that his brawn would be pretty good, and that will be a yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Do 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 do. And let's see. We got a net failure with, is that 4 advantage or 1? Okay. So with 1 advantage. Um, so basically he tries and climbs up, and basically he has one of the orbs. Um, but when he goes up, he's trying to find a spot that the orb thing, but basically um the orb just kind of like he puts it like tries to put it into the tree, but it keeps on like he kind of fumbles with it, and he's trying to put it into the tree, but he's unable to get a hold on it to it. But he kind of falls, like keeps on falling out, but um it's not like falling down, and there is also a branch next to him that every time it falls out, it just kind of falls into that. So it's not like it's falling to the ground. So it's like I just can't get it into this tree for some reason.
You're doing fine, big man. You got it.
All right. Hold on, let me try one more time. Okay. There we go. So then he is able eventually after some point, that is by the way, the roll is three success, 1 advantage. Um he is able to jam it in there, but also when he jams it in there, he just kind of looks behind him, and he's able to clear some branches that were kind of clearing out, so it will definitely have a good view onto the amphitheater. And also, while he is up there, he just kind of looks across and he sees kind of something similar over there. He's like, "Look, I see a tree where we can put this up over on the other side. We should be good."
Sounds good, big man. I'm gonna just stay down here and keep enjoying the view.
Okay. Do me a favor and make a vigilance check.
All right.
Make a let's just say a let's just say an average check.
That's 2 purples,
That's 2 purples.
3 successes, 2 threats.
All right. Well, you don't see anyone. You basically you just kind of take a look around, and you kind of look at everywhere and you don't see anyone. Uh, yeah. So you just kind of look around, and then you just kind of, uh, I guess, just kind of like go back to like where you were, and it's just like, in just basically you're satisfied with what you see.
Bobby sure is.
Yep. Um. So basically, Jean hops back down, and basically, uh, is like, "All right, well, let's go over the other tree."
After you.
And then basically he's just like, all right. And then basically you both walk to that other tree. So,
I was
Carnival.
gonna ask,
Oh, go ahead.
what role would I need to do if I wanted to like say no the police patrol routes through the park?
Let's see. Let me look at what list we got. I would say that's
That feels like
probably
skullduggery.
uh yeah, that would be skullduggery, but I would have you have intellect as the other thing instead of cunning. So in your case, so let me yours up. Oh, actually I don't need to zoom in. So for your case, that would be the exact same. It
Yeah.
would just be oh wait, that's Streetwise I was looking at. But actually it doesn't matter. It'd be 2 greens. And I would say um that would probably be a that would be a let's call that a purple. Or like let's call that sorry. Let's call that let's say that that would be hard. So 3 purples.
All right.
Yep. Oh, okay. So yeah, you let's just say you know that basically from what you have kind of understood is that uh yeah, basically you are now aware of where there would be police presence, where or not there will be. Um
Hmm.
I'll just let you know if there would be police presence. Uh so while you two are walking to the other side, Carnival, let's go get yours. So you are by the lake, and there you can see the lake that you were going to, that you pointed out, is one that there it is where you can do some boating. Um, you happen to notice that in that lake, it just seems like a pretty normal lake. Um, there is a let's just say there uh basically the lake is kind of covered. It's kind of like halfway, like half of it is open. The other side is pretty like tree heavy. And there is kind of a knot in the section where it's kind of like almost an island, but not quite. Um, but it is. You also see that there are some. It's pretty open. Other than that, or the side that you were able to get to is pretty open. There is a stand where you can rent boats, and there's also several patches of trees that you could put in there. Put like you could put the orb in.
Well, first off, we're just gonna walk over to the rent-a-boat stand, and I've already paid for a boat for the next 5 hours. Uh, just go and just use a little telepathy there.
Okay. Um.
And you did never met me. In addition to that,
Okay. Let's see. That would be. Oh, that would be. Oh, hold on. Let me figure out which. I think that's mind. Let me see how hard of a check this is going to be. Magic spells. Let's see. Mind. Let's see. Mind spells are magic. The tempers of another character's thoughts, either reading or manipulating. Using mind spells in a narrative encounter can achieve things such as mind tricks to distract searching opponents or to gently guide a curious law enforcer that your cargo is completely legal. The default difficulty for a mind check is hard. Mind spells should not emulate the effects of a social check, but instead should be used when there is no chance a social check could accomplish the task. Um, the additional effects of the mind or let's see, the additional dice from the mind, additional effects can be used. Took this from the book that I think that didn't proofread that segment. Anyway, so yeah, basically there are some other things that you can check. The thing is, I think you should only do it when you can, like, you know that it would fail. So why don't you? I would imagine you would probably just go up to the boat person or the person and just say, "Hey, can I rent a boat?"
hey, that makes sense. Yeah.
So basically, you walk up and you just kind of go over there. Uh, and she's like, "Oh, it's hi there. Would you like to rent a boat?"
Yeah, I just need a boat for just a little bit.
Well, you're in luck. There really isn't a whole lot of people here, so you could just we got plenty of boats in in dock. So just go ahead and knock yourself out.
All right, thank you kindly.
I uh, do you know how to go? You know how to use a boat, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I
you're good. Okay. So you see that there are several kind of small rowboats in the area, like nothing fancy. You like basically think of the size of those like swan boats.
okay, it's like and it's definitely rowboats and not those foot pedal ones.
I think it would be like traditional rowboats because I don't know if those things existed.
Okay, just want to double check. So yeah, Yohar grabs whichever is the closest, just rows off to that island, put up one of the
Okay. So it's a pretty clear. I am just gonna say that you do it. Like, there's no point in like rolling or rolling to kind of figure that out. So you go over there and you do see that there are several trees there. Um, and you have plenty of options to pick to put them in there. One thing you could do is you probably don't even have to climb up that much if you want to. But the thing is, if you climb up a little higher, then it's probably not in view. Actually, give me a well. Uh, you would probably need to do a perception check.
All right, sure. That's presence plus.
A perception that is, let's see, that is cunning.
Okay.
So that would be a yellow and a green for you.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, wait, oops. Actually, nope. I take that back. That was Aravia's. Um,
How dare you?
let me actually look at your sheet.
You son of a bitch! I'll
Um,
kill you.
that's two greens.
I'll fucking
Uh,
kill you.
so I will take two greens. Oh, that is one green. Two greens. Move them over here. And let's just say that is there's not a you don't really need to look that hard. So I'm just going to say it is a singular purple. All right. Three successes and one threat.
So what do I see then?
So basically, you happen to find a branch that is not too terribly high, but also gives is actually covered by so like you see part of a tree that actually looks pretty forward out, like it's pretty centered, so there really isn't any trees that it's not looking out of. That actually kind of somewhat concealed by some branches. Uh,
Perfect. Let's go put one up there.
okay, so that would be athletics. That is also the wrong sheet yet again.
Hmm. What's my athletics since I don't.
um, it's oh, actually, you have a it's actually better than your perception.
Okay.
So you don't have to climb that high. I'm going to replace this green with a yellow, and I am essentially going to make the same roll. We net failure. Uh, so basically, you just try and get it up there, but
All right.
you
Is it? Could I use telepathy to do it telekinetic, or is that not an option? I forget if that's an option.
um you could use move.
All right. So let's try and just move it with my mind and just put it up there in that nice spot.
Let me check to see what the thing is. Okay, so using the move spell in a narrative encounter can allow the character to move several small objects at once, manipulate a complex mechanism, or instantly retrieve an object across a room. If a character wants to attempt something such as picking a lock or manipulating some other unseen object, it is recommended to establish a base difficulty of doing it with mundane tools and then increasing that difficulty at least one. Um, Select a target of its silhouette 0 or 1, which this is a 0, up to short range, which uh, that is what you would be. The default difficulty is easy. If successful, you move the target one direction toward or away from the character up to one range band. Pure uncancelled success. So, basically, all you would need to do is do a easy check. Let me look at what the additions are for you. If there's anything that I would say, nope. You don't need additional targets. You don't need additional range. You don't need a size increase. Uh, you don't need to levitate. Um, it's not an adversary, and you're not teleporting. Um, so yeah, just it is an easy check. Which okay, so let's see. It is telepathy versus one purple.
All right, and that's
which
that's 3
that
yellows
is-
and a green.
Yeah, that's 3 yellows and a green. So you're somehow still going to fail this.
I know it. It's gonna be great.
All right. Big bucks, no whammies. Well, I see successes right there. Okay, it's 3 successes, 1 threat, and a triumph. So basically, you don't. Also, I forgot to mention because it's magic. You would normally do the two um
2
to
strain.
strain. But since you got a triumph, I'm going to say that you did not need to cost or do that strain. So you just kind of jam it into that tree.
Yohar's got annoyed with after the climbing and just decided, no, just psychic throw it into there.
So you kind of thump it into the tree, and it makes kind of a notable thud. But you get it in there. It also doesn't look like you can kind of feel from it that it is still working. So you have put an orb into a tree on that section.
Well, that's done. Now time to go to the other part of the music.
Okay. So you kind of go back into the boat and row back over. Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.